What up, guys? So I thought I'd do a couple of videos on Magi Nation. I am getting a little bit more cards, and I do feel like I want to showcase my cards to a complete degree. Obviously, for those who never heard of the game, I will explain the rules, go through the game. So here we have a starter deck. So this game was released in 2001, roughly. The first set of cards that were released were starter decks. Well, the first set were actually promo cards, and there was the starter decks, and there was 5 factions or 5 regions, all clearly displayed here. So you had cold, the room, earth is the, or no, earth, underneath, and that's earth as well, and Adirial, I keep on mispronouncing them, so Adirial, so the wind. So in other words, you had the guys who lived underground, the fire guys, the grass guys, the air, so earth, forest, water, air, and fire. And then later on, they started releasing expansion sets and plus universal cards. So yeah, so we will get into it. Obviously, I've explained to you guys potentially this episode, so it's not too long. Then we will show you guys the cards, talk about more expansions, and then in the last episode, I'll show you my entire collection, which is pretty. It's pretty immense. I do believe that I think I have an extremely huge collection of Magi Nation cards, which are some are extremely rare to get, and yeah, I think you guys will enjoy it. So when we open up the box, the starter deck, you can say we opened it up. So this is Magi Nation Duel Game. It's the guy who created it. He wanted to have a balance between what he saw, which is a cool idea, is he saw a lot of people playing Pokemon cards for the younger generation, and then obviously on the other side you have the adults who play Magic, and he wanted to capture the audience in between. So he wanted to bridge it between Pokemon and Magic. That's his own words. So he created Magi Nation, and it got pretty big. So when you get a deck, you get about 40-50 cards, if I'm correct. You get this map right here, which illustrates, we have in a room all the cards from each faction that come in this deck. So we have in a room, cold, underneath, earth, Adirial, and universal cards. And then you have like these little creatures. So they are dream creatures. So that's pretty cool. On the other side, if you guys can kind of see it, you get the battle map. So for those who don't know how to play it, it's easier to learn how to play it this way. And obviously you have the rules, the gameplay. So you start off with Energize, then you do Power Spells and Relics, then you attack, you bring in your creatures, then you have one more chance to do Power Spells and Relics, and then once you end your turn, you draw 2 cards. And then here obviously tells you the outline of what's a creature card, magic, relic, and a spell, the difference between. So yeah, and then like obviously the different cards. So there are 5 regions of Magi Nation, indicated by the color border, and the regional emblems are shown here. So that's the start of it. Also, you get little token cards, which obviously you didn't see, but let me see if I can track some down in a second. Alright, so you get these token cards, token things. So you take them out. So this is for the energy or the health of your creatures and your Magi's. And then also there has the 1, but obviously once you start playing the game, you realize it's much simpler to use dice. So to represent this each 1 health, because you need a lot of these things otherwise. So dice you get, so you have 6, and then once you use energy health, you can always put it down, and then it says in that. So yeah, talking about this, that's what you get. So you had the 5 booster packs. You had the 5 starter decks, so which came with cards. Another starter deck would have looked like this. This is Adirial. That's the room. This is obviously for the box that would have booster packs, and this is what booster packs would look like. This is for the first edition. So you energize your dreams. Although The unlimited ones, which I don't have here, they would have one energize barcode somewhere where once you get like 6 or 10 of them, I don't remember, you can trade 10 of these for, I think, a booster pack or a promotional card. So now, once we open up a booster pack, we get how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. Is that correct? Is it 11 cards? Yes, 11 cards plus a foil card randomly inserted. So, looking at these 11 cards, sorry guys for my shaky hands, we get one Magi, and the other option is, I'll show you guys how to tell the difference between a rare and common and uncommon. So then you have the 3 types, rare, common, and uncommon. So if it's got the 1 dot, that's a rare. This is a Flame Hyren, this is actually a really good card, so I'm actually surprised that we got this in the booster. So that's a rare. This is uncommon because it's got 2 cards, and he's a Magi, so he's uncommon. 3 is a common card, so they're extremely easy to find. Extremely easy to find, easy to find, easy to find, easy to find, easy to find. And then we got a foil as well, so I don't know if you guys can kind of see, so that's pretty cool. And then we get a couple of uncommon cards as well. Let's look into it. So that was a booster pack that you guys managed to have a look at. We put it back away, wouldn't really need it, but just so, because I already have too many cards anyways. So to play, you get a rule book. That's pretty cool. The play instructions. The Magic Council as well, so you used to write to them. I'm guessing it's a dead end just now. Which I like the illustrations. It actually had really good illustrations. And the guy who I used to buy cards from, he opened up a shop near my house. It was Philip Tavel, so the creator, the game designer, which is pretty cool because I do have a couple of cards which are signed by him, which I'll show you guys later on. So it talks about the Magi's, the creatures, relics, spells. Then we have obviously how do you start, how to play. So we'll do a quick review of how to play and all the things. So you do get a game card, which is cool. This is the design of the back, so you guys can kind of have a look. Just the gameplay, so to remind you how to play the game, which is a nice idea actually. And then we have the cards. So when you start off, when you play a game, you have 3 Magi's, and the aim of the game is to knock off the 3 Magi's from the opposing team. It's a multiplayer game, so you can play like 4-on-4, or teams, or 1-on-1. So you can see she's a rare. So her starting energy is 12. So if she was the first Magi, and I had the first move, it'd just be 12. I don't energize. If I was a second player, it'd be 12, and then I would energize by 6. Energize rate is 6. So 12 is the health, and it's also the amount of things you can use to summon creatures or use spells. And she's got an effect as well, so her effect is strengthened. At the start of your turn, add 1 energy to each of your Korrits. Korrit is a creature. So, see, giant Korrit. So for instance, if I'm playing, I have her, and I have other cards, and I have Korrit in my deck, I can summon him, and so what happens is I transfer 5 energy from her, so I reduce her 12 to 7, and then I bring out Korrit for 5. So as you can see, there's a couple of, obviously one's unlimited, one's limited edition, so you can tell by the difference there isn't an I here, whereas there's an I there. They're both rares, or 3 rares. Omegon is really rare, Volba is rare, and you have Stuff of Korrits. So these are creatures. So each one has this unique ability that do. So for instance, if I have 12 points, I can bring out, let's just say I'm playing a game, there's 5 of us. For 10 points, I bring out Omegon. As soon as I bring him out, I can use his effect. So for 10, discard all non-underneath creatures from play. So pretty much it kills him. But I discard all creatures from play. Relics is different. So relics, some might have a ability to cost, others don't. So with this relic, it's 0. So during my relic stage, so power, spells, and relics, I bring out a relic, and then that just goes on the side, and that allows me to play with it. So most of these relics are free. Now I have spells. So as you can see, the spells has got a use mana as well. So for 3, I get to roll 1 die, remove that much energy from any 1 Magi. So you can go both ways. I can either roll a 6, which means I wasted 3 energy to remove 6, or I can roll a 1, which means I wasted 3 energy to remove 1 energy. So that's pretty much the basic. There's obviously variation of different relics, spells, and a bunch of different creatures that you can use. So this is an actual deck that was used to play games. So these are later editions of the cards, which are pretty cool. So this is actually a functional deck which can be used to win games. This is a pure underneath deck. I think this is actually a card-based deck. So as you can see, there's a lot of, I do believe there's a lot of cards for Ulek, and there's a lot of supporting creatures. So for instance, if Cave Rat was attacked, add 2 energy Crystal Arbol. So discard Crystal Arbol from play to add 2 energy to any creature, or for energy to any underneath creature. Sorry guys, just realized I wasn't looking at the camera. So these are pretty cool. Like when you have a look at it, all of the characters are actually really cool. Like you already seen this one. Look at that guy. Volba. That's the stuff of cards you've seen. Then we have Giant Parmalog, Mushroom Hiron. One other thing is throughout the thing, the guy did kind of start bringing out Hirons as like rare cards, not really rare, but like really creatures that go through from old decks, which is pretty cool. And I am in the middle. I haven't completed it, but I'm very near completion of building a pure Hiron deck. So there is limited cards which got released later, which allow you to play Hirons from different factions, which is really cool. So then you have like, so look, I think the game had a brilliant idea to it. There's just another spell. So these goggles, this is a relic. So if you bury your creatures, because obviously this is underneath, so that the whole point of these creatures being is they live underground. When you bury them, they can attack, but when someone attacks them, they only take 2 damage. So even if you have a creature of 10, if you attack somebody, it will only minus 2 damage because they're buried. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so that'll be the first video, guys, because it is pretty long. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and I'll show you guys more of these things later on.